I'm gonna do something that I've never done before, and that's really kind of crazy, and I'm doing it for you. Okay, I'm doing it a little bit for me too, because I'm really curious about how this is gonna work, because I've never done anything really like this before. Well, I kind of have, but unintentionally. I was playing at a music festival a long time ago, like maybe almost 20 years ago. I was playing at the Aspen Music Festival. We were playing, I believe it was the Dvorak New World Symphony, where we had to play really loud, and I broke my bow. It was a complete accident, and it just snapped. And I think part of why I broke it was a couple of reasons. One is that I was really using a lot of pressure, and the bow was too tight. I think I've mentioned in my video series before that you have to be careful not to tighten your bow too much, because it can break. And I've seen students break their bows, and I've seen cracks and the tips from student bows from them really tightening their bow too much. Mine was not, it wasn't as tight as what I've seen from other students, but I do think that it was pretty tight. I mean, I don't know, it was just kind of one of those things. There was also, when I took it to the luthier is a string specialist, a string instrument specialist. He said that there was it was a clean break, so there was some sort of deformity, I guess would you say that, in the wood already, and so that was probably why. So he was actually able to wrap it. So this, I've had this bow for how long have I been playing? Maybe 20 years or something like that, 25 years, I guess, because I didn't have this bow for very long when I broke it. Well, anyways, whatever. So it was a clean break, and he took it and he wrapped it, and this has been on for, like I said, for a good 20 years or so, 15, 20 years, but it's definitely at least been 15. I think it's been, I don't know, whatever. So it's worked and it's been great. I didn't think it was repairable, but it was. So, yeah, this is my cello bow, or one of my cello bows. I have another one that I use regularly. Sometimes I use that one too. Anyway, so I have a bow that is kind of broken anyway, and I was going to see if I could break it, like actually break the stick. I don't know, is that really a bad thing to do? Should I do it? I don't know. Anyway, so I have this. So this bow, I mean, usually you're not supposed to touch the hair, right? Everybody knows not to touch the hair, but I'm touching it because, well, obviously this doesn't work. It needs to have a rehair, right? And most students, they don't really get to see it, but whenever I have these things like this, I love to show my students because it's such a cool thing to see, something you normally don't see, and everybody's so curious about how it's made anyway, you know? It's like a kind of like a pie, you know. You think about an apple pie. Well, I don't really like apple pie. I like cherry pie. So you think about it like, you always, when you see a cherry pie, you most often see the finished form, or when it's cut into a piece, but like, you know, making it is kind of a cool thing. I don't know, maybe, whatever. So that's a really bad analogy, I guess, but it's still an analogy. It'll work. So this, right, so this is actually supposed to go into the tip, and there's a little piece that's supposed to stick in there, and then that's sort of how this is, but that obviously needs new hair. So I don't know, what should I do? Should I just take this out? Let's see how this will work. So this is something that you don't want to do, okay? And this, I'm doing it to kind of show you what it's like to take a bow apart. So the screw, you put the screw in here, and this is what keeps the frog in place. This is the frog, right? So if I take the screw out, then I take the frog off, right? So here's the frog, and you see that's where the screw goes in there, and it goes in this hole, right? And so then that's what it keeps this part in place, right? And then when you have that in there, and then this tightens up here, and then that's how the hair. So when you're tightening and loosening the screw, what's happening is you're moving this part up or down just a little bit to make the hair tighter or looser, okay? So we're gonna take this off. Am I really gonna do that? You know what I heard? What another orchestra director does, which is a great idea. When students are first learning how to hold the bow, she has a couple bows like this, where some of these bows, you know, for my good bow, I would never break my bow. I would always get my bow rehaired. It costs about $80 to like $100, or I think think around $100. I don't really know of it to be any more than that, to get new hair. Well, my personal bow is pretty expensive. It's a lot of money, both of my bows. So it's worth it for me to get new hair put on because I want to keep those bows and I use those bows. But for student bows, sometimes it's more expensive to put new hair on it than it is to just buy a new one. So what a lady I know, what she does is she'll take the old bows and just buy a new one with the new hair, and take the old bows or one that's broken and can't be used, because sometimes students break the frog bit and sometimes the screw or whatever. So she'll take it and she'll cut them with a saw and then just use these in place of like pencils, and that's how you can learn how to get your bow grip. But I thought that maybe I'll break one so you can see what it's like to break one. What is this made out of? Is this wood? This is made out of wood. Would it be horrible to do? I'm going to do it. I'm doing this for you, okay? Because I know students like to see how these things work. So I'm doing this so you don't have to, okay? And so you don't have to ask your teacher to do it, because nobody was going to normally do it. It's not a thing. Okay, here we go. Ready? Oh my gosh, this is bad. I can't do it. It's not gonna break. I know. Is it gonna break? Oh my god, that's not breaking. Look at that. That's an arc. I can't break it. Oh, there we go. Okay, I broke it. Oh, that's sad. That's really sad. I can't glue it back. That's a pretty clean break though. Look at that. Well, I wonder if I can use this again. This is my one and only take. This is the weirdest thing. Okay, well, I feel really sad about that actually. That's not something I would ever tell anybody to do. Oh, that's so sad. I guess, I was going to throw it away anyway, but still. Oh, I probably could have used that one. That was a good bow. That wasn't that good of a bow. Well, I guess we'll never know.